Hello, hello, and welcome to Notary Life with Kimmi. I am Kimmi, and we have Angela from AJ Mobile Notary Services,
Hi, you guys.
and Alexis will join us shortly. She actually had a client at the last minute, so we all about getting that money. So Lynette is here with us. We want to welcome her. It is so nice to see you again. She's one of our regulars, and
Hey,
we have
Lynette.
you. So if you have any questions, go ahead and start dropping them in the comments. But until then, I have a brief little story I'm going to share. So I have received several calls the last couple of days, actually. Someone had an I-9, which is an immigration form. The state of California is not allowed to complete that form, but most other states are allowed to complete it. You're basically just confirming the ID of the client. And then you can add that to your Google page. And it's not a notarized document, so you can actually request whatever you'd like to complete that transaction. So anyway, someone reached out to me and they needed some help. They had never completed one, and they wanted us to basically assist them with doing that. And they were like, "Well, do I need training for that?" Let me remind you, for anything you do, you need training. And I did a video about that. Don't just put something on your Google page and you don't know what you're doing. That's not going to work. You don't want to fake it till you make it with someone's important documents. So whatever it is, go ahead and invest a little bit in your business so you can add it to your page. And one job will more than pay for the training. Same thing with fingerprinting. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. Okay, so let's get into our comments. And let's see. So we just say a couple little greetings. And for those of you who will join us on the replay, hello and welcome. So we had Miss Celeste, Miss Nita Boo, Sharia. Hey guys. The Prov Girl, Andrea, General Davis is back with us, Deborah, Pamela, and we do have our first question here. So we'll go ahead and get started. So we have Miss Deborah says, I was just commissioned in Florida as a notary and waiting on certificate. What are wait a minute and waiting on her certificate and stamp. What's her next steps? You want to answer that one, Angela?
Sure. Hi, Deborah. Well, congratulations on getting your notary and waiting on your certificates. The next step would be to take some training. We offer training in all states. We don't suggest that people get a notary stamp and just go out and start stamping documents. In order to be successful, you need training. Also, you wouldn't want to go out and not knowing what you're doing. So your next step will basically be to get some basic notary training so you can start your business.
Yes, get some training. Don't just start stamping. And we'd be more than happy to assist you with that if we are the people you would choose. That's notaryeducatorsllc.com. We have many options over there for you. It'd be our pleasure. Hey Pamela, and then all things Nata Jane, thank you for that. So yes, in Cali, you have to be an immigration specialist or consultant to do an I-9, but in the rest of the states, I've never heard anyone else say that they cannot complete that. It's less than a 10-minute job. And again, that's a quick $50+ so if you do not know how to complete an I-9, a matter of fact, let me know in the comments. How many of you know how to complete an I-9? I'm just curious. If you know how to complete an I-9, let's put a 1. I'm just curious, okay? And if you'd like to add that to your notary business. Let's see. We have Miss Yashika back with us, Deborah, Angela. Hey, Dana. Let's see. Miss Nita Boo has a question. So she purchased a one-tray printer with a manual feed, a little disheartening since a dual tray is the goal. Do you think I will be okay with this, Miss Dimples? Hey, Miss Dimples, she's been a student of ours and she is doing her
Yeah.
thing out there in the notary world. You'll be okay for a while. Yes, don't turn down an assignment just because of that. If you have to, there's an app called
Notary,
Page
notary, rotary.
Separator. Yeah, go to Notary Rotary and there's an app called Page Separator, and it will actually tell you. So, like if the legal pages are like 8, 9, and 10, it will tell you what the legal pages are. So just always make sure you check every page as we've gone over in training. And you want to make sure nothing is cut off at the bottom of your
Mhm.
pages. So we're
And
not turning down no money.
and the thing about that too, if you have a single manual tray feed, that tray most likely can turn into a letter size, a legal size tray. So check your printer for that. And once you go to the page sorter, like Kim mentioned, it separates the pages from legal to regular, so it can make it easier. So don't turn down the money. Just look at your printer, check the paper tray, and do that sorter, and you'll be fine for now.
Yeah, so don't turn down the money. We're gonna make a no into a yes. And hello, everybody that's just now joining us on Notary Mentor Mondays. And then we have Miss Shannon B says, "Good evening from New York." She's also in an attorney state, but you can make good money in an attorney state.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let anything stop you. You have other alternatives if you cannot do certain transactions. You have your apostille, you have your fingerprinting, you have your I-9. So there are plenty of things to do, even in an attorney state. Okay. And then we got Miss Keisha there. Hey, Miss Keisha. She's one of our students too, doing great out there. And Miss All Things Nata Jane says she took my fingerprinting course. Thank you. And now she's doing live scan also and getting ready to mail off her application. Very good. So as many services as you can add to your business, the better. When your phone rings, you want to know how to do I-9. When it rings, you want to know how to do fingerprinting. Anything that phone ring, we can do it, right?
Yep.
Okay, and then Miss Deborah says she's thinking about the A to Z course. Okay, very good. We'd love to have you. Hey, Dylan.
Hey, Dylan.
We got Miss Deborah, Dylan. Good. Mills, hi. Oh, yeah, we have quite a few people doing I-9s. That is very good. Andrea, Saga, yes, Angela, that is very good. So those of you who are not doing I-9s, let's think about adding that to our notary profile, okay? Hey, Miss Shirley and David, welcome. And then B Fatima says, I filled out my notary job and I filled out a notary job in my journal, but the lady didn't want a stamp and wanted it embossed. Do I cross out her info in my journal and write canceled on the signature line? So, Miss Fatima, you know I am fanatic about having an embosser. May I ask, did you not have an embosser? Was that the problem? Why she wanted to cancel the transaction? And if so, did you buy an embosser to add to your notary bag if it's allowed in your stamp? In your state. It's only one state I know that they cannot use an embosser. So just for example, even that particular state, as long as you use an ink stamp and the embosser, you should be fine. But you normally nowadays cannot just use the embosser because it's not going to show up. Mm-hmm. So if you don't have an embosser, watch my video about why it's so important. Wills, power of attorneys, and older people will often ask you for an embossed document. Mm-hmm. If it's a divorce document too, I think I already said wills, power of attorneys, and your seniors are going to ask you for that with the gold seal. So check out, if you want to go to my website, I have all the little supplies you need there, notaryeducatorsllc.com, and you can pick a pretty pink one if you want. But that embosser is important. So tell me in the comment though, is that why she wanted you to cancel the transaction? Because you didn't have an embosser? And yes, you just cross out in your journal that it did not happen. Correct. That's how you would handle that.
And just to add to what Kim said, see this particular instance with Fatima, it just shows how you have to be prepared. Because some people say the embosser is not, it's not, you don't need it. But I've had plenty of people, older people, and like when I do divorces or wills, professional wills, I always use the embosser plus the stamp. So some people do want that, but you have to have the embosser in addition to your stamp. You can't emboss without the stamp.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and piggyback on that right now because she answered us. We thank you so much for answering. She did not have the embosser and ordered it on Sunday. So that could easily be a $50, $60, $75, $100 job just because you didn't have the right piece of equipment. I do thank you for trusting us with that information and sharing because your fellow notary is going to learn something tonight. So like Angela said, a lot of younger notaries, they don't have an embosser. They're told they don't need an embosser, but we can see clearly from this one example. If your state allows it, so you're always going to use your ink stamp and the embosser because the embosser by itself is not legal in most states. They want the ink, but the embosser just pretties it up. Okay. And you put that gold seal on it and you're going to be the go-to notary because they're going to remember you just from using that because everyone doesn't have it. So yeah, check out my video. And then Celeste says, when it comes to filing taxes on your business, what documents should you be saving for tax purposes? So you want to handle that one, Angela?
Yeah. So when it comes to business, as far as saving documents, I really don't know what you mean, but you want to do things like make sure you keep up with your mileage. Of course, make sure you keep up with how much you're being paid and any thing that you buy regarding your notary business, any of your tools, your stamp, all of that, you can put on your taxes. But we highly recommend that you consult with a tax preparer to make sure that you have everything that you need for your taxes. But any equipment you buy, printers, paper, all of that stuff you can file on your taxes.
And a good way to keep track of all of your expenses, I have found, is by having a separate business account. Once you realize you're going to be doing a business for a while, because you can go back to your business checking account or savings, preferably checking, because you know you do a lot of transactions and you're limited on the savings account. But on your business checking account, then you can put, so you know this was the printer, or I know I paid this person for that service related to my business, if they did a training with me or gas or whatever you use their card for. That way you don't have to maybe keep a receipt for everything. Of course you can keep your receipts, but that's another way to is to have everything kind of itemized, is using your checking account. Yep. And also Notary Gadget. Do not forget Notary Gadget. I put my general notary in there. I put my loan signing jobs in there. Anything I do, you can break it down, like how many I-9s you did, how many fingerprinting jobs, how many apostille. So you can put different categories. So I love Notary Gadget also. So you can check out my website for that too, for the link. Yes, Angela.
And I just wanted to add to what Kim said about keeping up with your expenses. This is just for me. I only use my business debit card, and I have one credit card that I put all of my expenses on. So keeping up receipts for me is hard, and it's just too much paper. So I use my one debit card that is attached to my business checking, and I use one major credit card. Those are the only things that I use for my business expenses.
And I'm just one more thing on that Embosser. Fatima did answer. Her client was a senior, so a lot of our older clients do want to see that Embosser. That lets them know you're legit. So you always stamp and emboss. I just want to make sure that's clear. You can go back and watch the replay if you missed that conversation about the Embosser and how important it is. So Black Queen says that she doesn't do I-9, but she wants to learn. So right now, I just released my course today about the I-9, which is like you and I in a room, and I teach you how to complete that accurately. So you can check that out. And there's a comment from Sharia. Hey, Sharia, and General Davis. Oh, I skipped General Davis. Let's get his.
General Davis.
When you receive we'll come back to the I-9. When you receive a review on Google, should you respond back? Oh, yes. Yes. You want to talk about that, Angela, since Alexis isn't here? Oh, she just joined.
I'm back.
Hey, Alexis.
Hey, Alexis.
Can you definitely quick?
Yes.
So right on time for the Google My Business question.
Yes. Oh, yeah. So I read it. Yes, you are going to respond to your reviews. You want to keep that interaction going, and if it's a bad or a good review, you want to respond. You want to. You're the face of your company. Therefore, you need to make sure you're engaging and make sure you thank people. Thank yous go a long way, especially when someone took the time out their day to leave you a great review. And on the other side of that, if it is a negative review in a negative light, don't stress about it. Reply, and the way you have to reply, you're very polite and you're understanding at the end of the day, because it's all about customer service. So yes, please reply to your reviews. That looks amazing to other clients that are looking at your reviews.
Yes, if I may add to that. So yes, and it helps that Google algorithm. So Miss Dimples is on here. She was in the class, our loan signing class on Sunday, and she said since she's been doing reviews, her responding and actually asking clients for the review, her numbers are shooting up. I mean, people are calling her like crazy. And we all three know that word Google is your best friend. So get those reviews, ask for them, and reply to everything. Like Alexa said, even if it's negative, because my very first negative review, I went crazy. I made a mistake and she left me a negative review. My second one was a 4-star, and we strive for 5 around here. So they left me a 4-star, and I was mad about that because no one else could do his transaction for him. And he said I was Johnny on the spot, excuse me. But he felt my prices were 20% higher than everyone else. So if I did all that, you leave me a 4. So I replied and I said, well, Mr. Smith, it was our pleasure to help you with your document when no one else was able to. So I did put that in there, and I didn't comment on the pricing. So take the high road when they go low. Okay. All right. Can we get back to
I-9?
Yeah, right quick. Yeah, Sharia was talking. Can I handle that one right quick? So Miss Sharia was talking about the I-9 Zoom class, since there's so many people that's interested. We actually did an I-9 class before. And because other people, it was so much interest in the I-9, but they didn't actually sign up for the class, I decided to put it into the self-paced course. So it really is a nice class, the self-paced course. So check that one out. And I teach you how to do several versions of the I-9. So you kind of need to know more than just your basic you may see on the internet. We go into detail. So right now we don't have plans to do I-9 class right this second, but the I-9 personal course, the self-paced, is excellent. You will get what you need and be able to add I-9 to your notary business. Okay. All right, Alexis.
All right. So next we have All Things is a Nata Jean. Do you think it is worth it to become an immigration consultant? The surety bond here in Cali is $100,000.
So with the immigration consultant, we've heard mixed reviews on that. Actually, Angela just had one of our students that took that course. I guess you would have to see what the need is out there in California for that. But I'll let Angela tell you what happened with our student.
Well, I did a one-on-one with a student who took the immigration course, and her words were, quote, that it was trash. She didn't feel that it was worth it. But you may feel different, but that's just what she said. She didn't feel the class gave her what she needed in order to be an immigration consultant. And you said, is it worth it to become one? You're in California. There are a lot of immigrants in California. So if you're talking about it from that level, it's definitely worth it because there are so many immigrants in California. I used to live in California, so it would be worth it for that purpose, but I don't know about if the course would be worth it.
And we'll skip around just a little bit because Dylan actually is in California. So the comment Dylan made was the cost for the bond for the immigration specialist premium is just way too high. So he said, due to that, I would not do it. If you have another source of income, look into that. So based on that, you can, make your decision. Okay.
Right.
It might be something else that you could be doing. Don't forget ink fingerprinting. Do not sleep on that. You may not get the call every day, but when someone calls you, you want to be able to do it. Okay. Now we need to go back to the home inspection for David.
Yeah. So David says he's trying to add home inspection to his business.
So I can talk about that because I do inspections actually. So I do work with a company where I do inspections. I don't tell people to put a lot of time and energy into it. You can use it as like a filler because the company that I work only tends to pay like $30 to $50. So if I have nothing else going on, they want me to go snap 2 pictures, I'll do that for $30, $50. Because we're not turning down the money, right? Especially we're trying to grow our business. But as your business grows, you may find that you don't want to do those. It just depends on your area also. So in my little area, like I said, it's about $30 to $50. You might find a few out there that pay $75. So if you can add it to your resume, I put everything on there that I can do. And I would do just a couple, even at a lower rate, just to get the experience. So that that's something else you could add. All right.
And Nita Boo, she said that she learned a notary educator's course, that general course, that Notary Gadget helps keep it organized. I started inputting assignments in there. A lot of great information. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Notary Gadget I learned about Notary Gadget recently. I wish I learned about it sooner. Amazing tool. You can put anything you do under your notary business, you can put it into Notary Gadget.
Yeah, you can do separate categories too. So check out the description box or Notary Educators LLC. I have a link. I am an affiliate with them, and it's about $8.99 a month, but you get the first 14 transactions for free, so you can test it out. But I guarantee you, once you start and your account, your business is so organized, you're gonna love it. Okay.
And good evening, Makiba from Atlanta. So glad you came across your videos. That's amazing.
Yeah, welcome.
And General Davis had another question. So if you use your embosser, you must still use your stamp when notarizing paper form also?
That is correct. That is correct. Hey, Miss Naomi. Yes. Yeah, even though you use the embosser, because the embosser is just to make things look pretty nowadays. Back in the old days, that was the seal. You hear people say seal, seal, seal. That was the seal. But nowadays, you need to use that ink stamp, and then the embosser just makes things look pretty. And you're not doing an embosser on a long signing because that could be 100 plus pages, right? We only going to do that on a 1 or 2 page document, or like a will. The same things we talked about earlier: will, power of attorneys, divorce signing, something like that, to make it look pretty or more official. It doesn't add any more weight to the document, but people just want to see it. Okay.
And David Matthews would like to know about sponsorship. He says, what do you know about it?
What are you referring to with sponsorship? Because I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah, I'm not.
If you drop it in the comments, I would love to know. And maybe it's a different term that we're not familiar with too. Okay.
All right. Next up is Sharon. Sharon says, how long can you claim equipment on your taxes? I bought all the equipment in 2020, but I'm just now starting my business.
That's a good one, Sharon. I'm not a tax consultant.
Check with the tax consultant on that one.
Tax consultant about that.
But I don't know. I might be leaning toward trying to put it on that 2021. I don't know. I can't advise you.
Tax consultant.
Yeah, check your tax consultant, because I might do. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to tell you what to do. All right. Next, Alexis.
All right. Let's see. Yes, ask for reviews. They definitely help with the Google algorithm. Yes, they do. Dana says,
we skipped Dylan, actually. We skipped Dylan, made a comment or something. He was just referring. Okay.
Embosser.
He just confirmed what you said.
Okay.
Yep. And hello, Yolanda. Happy Monday. And Dana, how often do you all have the loan signing course? So our loan signing course, for this month, we had 2. One just passed, and we have one coming up. You can go to notaryeducatorsllc.com to sign up for our next loan signing course, and that is on Sunday the 20th, 1 o'clock via Zoom. And you can sign up at notaryeducatorsllc.com.
So we usually do 2 of each course live each month. The basic A to Z course, 2 of those, and then 2 of the loan signings. Yeah. Alexis, since we don't have any more comments right this second, did you want to tell your story you were going to tell at the beginning?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So we had a story for you guys. Mm-hmm.
So I recently received a call. I just thought this needed to be shared, because this is how we keep our business up and our integrity and our faith as notaries. So I had a call recently. It was kind of far away from me personally. I told the gentleman I would be more than happy to do his assignment, but I would have to charge him quite a bit in order to get it done. So I told him, I just explained to him that I would have to charge him a lot, but he could definitely go to like a UPS or his bank in order to get it notarized, and it would be cheaper and it would be for free. So the gentleman was from out of the state, and he recently just moved here. So he was explaining to me that he needs notaries often, and that he was going to save my phone number, and he was going to reach back out because of the help I gave him. Because he basically was just explaining to me, I could have came to him. He was going to pay whatever. But the fact that I said, no, you can get it done a lot cheaper, he was very thankful for that. So just remember little things like that. I know we want to make money, and I would have went out there for the money. I would have, but just to be a good person, and just because I know you can get, it was just a 1-page document, and the distance was the reason why I was going to have to charge him so much. And I'm like, no, you can get this done somewhere closer. So it's not all about the money sometimes. Mm-hmm. Like, just remember, anybody can be a future client of yours. And they'll remember little stuff like that, the good that you do for people.
Mm-hmm. And also, even if you have to refer another notary because you can't do something, we have that happen all the time. I might refer Angela. Actually just had that happen recently. Because she and I live a little bit closer than Alexis does. So Angela and I swap out more work. But they never forget that I am the one that told them about Angela. And because I know Angela has the same work ethic that I do, I don't have to worry if she's going to provide excellent customer service. We almost like one team. We are one team, actually. She has her own business. I have mine, but I know she works like I do. So I had that happen all the time where they're like, thank you so much. And Angela, you could testify to that, actually, what happened at FedEx.
Oh, yeah. So the lady wanted to meet at FedEx. She had a deadline. She wanted to meet at FedEx. She moved here from California. So Kim called me. She said, Andrew, can you go to FedEx? It was like 12:15. The lady was going to be there at 1 o'clock. And I actually live a little bit closer to FedEx. And I was like, sure, I'll go. So I contacted the lady. She had some real estate documents that she needed notarized. Kim had already gave her a price. I honored the price that Kim had gave her. And so when I got there, I did her documents, chatted with her a little bit. We chatted because, we were both from California. And so she asked me to give Kim a message and tell her that she really appreciate her customer service, that people don't give good customer service. And she said, you guys together are amazing. So she said she really appreciate our customer service.
She actually did send me a thank you too. She did. Yeah. And just to piggyback off of Nita Boo right quick, again, the algorithm with Google will go up. Get those reviews. And I always say, guys, don't act like it's important, because if you do, they won't leave it. So you kind of casually say, okay, Mr. Smith, when I get settled at my next appointment, like, you don't need their review, right?
Right.
I'm going to shoot you a link. If you could say, give me 5 stars or whatever. I have a pre-typed message actually. So I send that, and that actually simplifies. I try to simplify as many processes as I can. So in my phone, you might have an iPhone or whatever you have, like a notepad, kind of pre-type your messages. When you're done with that assignment, Mr. Smith, it was nice to meet you and your family today. We thank you, and we thank you for leaving a 5-star review. I don't say leave me a 2-star. So I thank them in advance for leaving 5. And a lot of times they may only leave the 5 stars and not any words. That's okay. Everything counts. And even when they just leave me a 5-star review without any words, I'm equally grateful and say thank you. So you respond to everything and everybody.
I had a similar experience like Alexis's with trying to tell the person that they lived a long way away. And he wanted me to come at night when everybody was off work. And I was like, I have to charge you a lot of money if I'm going to be driving, after 6 o'clock. And it's going to be like 8 o'clock maybe when I get home. I tried to help him find a notary, but he was in like a rural area. There was no UPSs. There were no notaries out there. I looked. And so he was like, will you please come? He said, whatever you charge, I'll pay. And so he paid what I charged and actually gave me almost $100 tip. So
wow. That's pretty cool.
It pays to try to help people.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, $100, Angela. You ain't tell me about that one, girl.
It was like 85, so he gave me an $85 tip.
That's $100. That's 100. Can we give a little shout out there to Godwin and hey Frank and Godwin? Okay.
Hey Godwin.
And welcome everyone who's just now joining us too. We appreciate it.
Hold on 1 second. I want to go back to Google really quickly. I don't want people to get discouraged with Google. I feel like when people set up their Google My Business page, they automatically like, okay, I'm just going to get a flood of calls, ready to go. And unfortunately, just like they keep saying, the algorithm. So you have to have those reviews. Reviews really do matter with Google. If you don't have any, or you have, a small amount, other notaries are going to come up before you. And sometimes when you're first starting out in Google, you're not even going to come up at all. So just keep going. I know it's kind of maybe trickle in a little bit, but just remember, like, it's a method to it. Google does have an algorithm, and just keep doing your part and getting those reviews.
And if you really want to boost your business, I'm an advocate for paying for an ad on Google. I did it when I first started, and because I did that, I was constantly getting calls. And even after the ads were over, I was still getting called. It's not that expensive. You decide how much you want to spend on the ads, but paying for ads on Google really worked well for me.
Yeah, even if you just do like the minimum, like a $2 or $3 budget per day, it'll get you in it just does something. You got to pay to play sometime. So yeah, you will get some hits on that. Okay.
All right. So Michelle, and yes, Dylan, yes. You got to be transparent. Clients do love that. Michelle says,
you skipped something, Alexis.
The mystery shopping. Oh, hey, got one. Yeah, Texas in the house. And let's see. Yeah, mystery shopping for Sharon. Is that the one, Angela?
Yes.
Okay. For the mystery shopping, Sharon, I haven't done it in my notary role. I have done it before in a previous job. And you basically just go in and you pretend to be a shopper. I don't have a list for you, but I did Google one day and just Google mystery shopping. and a couple of the more higher rated companies will come up. And to make sure that they're legit, go over to Notary Cafe and type in the name of the mystery shopping company you're thinking about, and other notaries have worked with them. Okay. So don't pay a lot of money to be a mystery shopper, but do your own little homework, put a list together, maybe check out 3 companies, Google them, because this is a big fraud area out there. Google them, make sure they're legit, and then also check out Notary Cafe. And you can also check out Notary Cafe for reviews on signing companies. But don't take everything they say. So just because Alexis had a bad interaction with a company doesn't mean that I will. So just take a little bit of what they say and kind of piece it together, okay? But yeah, if you can add that to your resume, that'd be good. They normally only pay like 25, sometimes 50. Sometimes you might get a free meal. It could even be like a free night at a hotel. So it is something to look into. I just don't do it because I don't need it in my business plan right now. But yeah, I would do whatever I always say if I had to do it. Yes. Mm-hmm. All right.
And all things Netta Jean says she will be signing up for the notary course.
Yeah.
She said she only done 4 notarizations. I still feel lost. Then yes, that notary course, once you're done, I promise you, you will be ready to go. And I'm glad you've done 4. That's amazing, really. Right. That really is. That's amazing.
Yeah. So take that 4 plus the class and you'll be a pro, girl. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay. And you're welcome, Godwin. Okay.
Welcome, Godwin.
And then David explained what he was talking about with sponsorship, financial support from your local economic and development or law offices.
Oh, very nice. No, I have not. I have not looked into that. But it's actually a video on the NNA where there was I think his name is Daniel. I can't, if it's Lewis or Williams, I can't think of it. But anyway, he's with the NNA big time in there. And he often does free notarizing for like a community or something, just to do a little marketing. So that's something else to think about. But actually, them giving me some financial support, I might need to look into that, David. Thank you for those gems tonight, because they might help me buy something. I need paper or something for my business. I'll look into that. If you have a link or something, drop it in there for us. Okay, we appreciate that. Okay, Alexis.
And Michelle. Oh yes, the pro girl. Yes, operate in integrity. Yes, and yes, relationships do matter. You will find in this business, you could give your card to somebody months ago, and they might call you. Yes, relationships do matter, and they'll remember you too. They will remember you.
Can we talk about that relationship matters also from the standpoint of a good relationship with your fellow notaries in your area? Because you never know who you might need. The relationship with the signing companies are important, just because you cannot see them and they might send you somewhere you don't want to go. You might be mad about the money. Every relationship, every person you touch, it matters. Every relationship in this business. That's in any business, guys. That's just business 101. But since we're talking about notary, I'm going to be real specific. Again, we talked about our fellow notaries, loan signing companies, your relationship with the FedEx and UPS people matter. If you're running late for some reason, you call them and say, hey, I'm on my way. Hold me 5 minutes, or sometimes you might need to notarize in the store. That may not be their policy to allow you to do that, but it's like, okay, I see Kim all the time. Angela's up here all the time. Oh yeah, we know Lexus, So every relationship matters. Every relationship.
And Michelle Floyd says, how do I learn how to sign documents for the first time?
Probably sound like a training thing, Michelle. Are you wanting to do loan signing, general notary? Where are you in your notary journey? Let us know, okay? All right, next.
And Lynette Donaldson, yes, thank you. She said that was very kind of you. It was caring about the other person, which is hard to find nowadays. Yes, just like we said, those relationships really do matter in our community too.
Okay. And keep going.
Michelle. Oh, Lynette also wanted to know, Angela, did you go alone or were you scared since it was at night?
I actually went alone. No, I wasn't scared. And I wasn't scared because I had talked to the gentleman like 2 times over 2 days because I was trying to find him somebody. And it was for he had a family situation going on where his mom was signing over property to different kids. So I wasn't afraid. And I wasn't afraid because in those 2 days I had talked to him maybe like 4 or 5 times. So it's like we had become friends. I was talking to him. I could tell by his tone. I just could tell from the conversation that it was a trustworthy situation. I had a feeling that it was going to be okay. But on that note, you always text somebody where you're going to be no matter whether it's day or night. Mm-hmm. So I always text 2 or 3 people where I'm going to be no matter whether it's day or night.
Mm-hmm. Safety first.
Always.
So if I would have felt any kind of way, I wouldn't have went.
And then I do want to I'm going to take the next 2 really quick, Alexis, for dealing with that, talking about that Patriot Act and also the deeds of trust and grants and all of that. Any word that has notarial word, that's all part of loan signing packages. So that would be our loan signing class that we teach if someone needed assistance with that. Your documents will always tell you what they need. So don't assume that all deeds need to be signed and notarized. So we want to make sure we let the document tell us, because I have some deeds that are not signed. So we just want to be cautious of that, that advice right there. Make sure it has notarial wording on it, like Dylan said in the comment. But don't assume that all of a certain document is going to have that you must stamp it. Let your document tell you what to do. Okay. Mm-hmm. We'll get back to
Waterless, Medi, Petty, and Nail Spa. I don't know if this happens. Do you ask to write a review while you're in front of them or before you leave them? So me personally, I mention the review once this assignment has concluded. I'm like, hey, when I'm done and when you get a free time, I'm gonna send you a text with the link if you don't mind leaving me a good review. And then once I get in the car, I go ahead and send it off just so I don't forget. What do you all do?
That's my process. I don't even really say, because I already know I usually brought my service. Now, if I didn't bring good service, I don't ask at all, which is very rare, very rare. But when you haven't provided great service, you already know that. But 90% of the people, 99, are so grateful that we picked up the phone. Because a lot of people don't even pick up the phone. They're like, wow, you actually picked up. And then we actually provided good service. We arrived on time. So I've done everything customer service wise that I know I need to do. So I have no hesitation at the end. Hey, when I get a second, I'm going to shoot you a link. And then it already says in my pre-typed message, 5 stars. So even if they're not thinking 5, subliminally 5 stars, because I put that in the review. So that's how I handle that. Angela, you want to say something on that?
Same thing.
All righty. So we'll move on. Looks like we might be, Petty. Mm-hmm.
Petty Patsy says, hi, I'm brand new to this. Which course is the introduction? Thank you.
Alexis, I think this is a good time to introduce the courses that we offer.
Yay.
If you don't mind. So Kim and I are the trainers for the Notary Basics A to Z class, and that's probably the one you need, Petty Patsy. And in that course, we teach you how to properly notarize documents, and that's very critical if you're going to have a successful business. We teach you how to complete acknowledgements and Jurats and how to administer oaths. We provide sample documents and do mock training on those documents. We train you how to handle all types of documents like a pro. So we train for all states, and we'll assist you to be the best notary possible by teaching you how to notarize from beginning to end, what things. We give you some of our experiences. We provide tips on how to maximize your Google page, how to market, how to price your job so you can be profitable. And so all the courses that we have are designed to grow and sustain your notary business. And plus, we have a group me notary chat. Once you take our courses, the live courses, that we add you to or invite you to come to our group me where all of the notaries in there, it's great because you can ask questions. You answer them among each other. We chime in and, help answer questions. And so we provide all the training that you need from A to Z for the Notary Basics.
Mm-hmm. And the group me is completely free, so you don't pay for that. Alexis, you want to talk about the loan signing?
Yeah, so me and Kimmi teach the loan signing class together. So after you are a great notary, you understand, you've completed some assignments. Now it's time to expand your business. Now it's time to get out there and get loan signing under your belt. So that's where our training course comes into play. So we really pride ourselves on making sure that when you're done, that you're ready to go, you're ready to start accepting assignments. So we go over so much. We go over exactly what loan signing is, what it's about, what your role is while you're there. We go over pre-signing. We go over different signing companies, giving you a list of signing companies and also just different tips and tricks when signing up with signing companies. We go over critical documents within loan packages, and our critical documents can come from any loan package. So we're trying to be very, give you an expand view of loan signing, and just know that it's not direct. We want you to understand each document without memorizing. We want you to understand exactly how to execute each document, and you don't have to know exactly what every last detail word is, because loan signing can be kind of scary because of the amount of paperwork that's involved. And we also go over how to complete your assignments. So we give you a lot of different tips and tricks, and when you're done, you're ready to get out there and really hit the ground running with being a loan signing agent.
And just a couple other resources, guys, for you really quick is my ebook, Start Your Notary Business. It's not that complicated. Again, everything we're going to tell you is at notaryeducatorsllc.com. Also, I've been talking about I-9 all night. I just released that course officially today. So if you are not doing I-9, except the state of California, think about adding that to your notary service, to your business plan. And that course is self-paced. And I teach you that, and it's like you and I sitting in a room, and I'm going over how to complete that document. It's more than one way to do it, so you need to know several ways. You get a little bit on the internet, but I go into depth with that. Also, I have my ink fingerprinting course. I teach you how to roll. I teach you how to fill out the form, how to price all these services. And again, if you're not doing ink fingerprinting, you need to think about adding it. When your phone rings right now, can you do an I-9? Can you do fingerprinting? If not, look into those little mini courses. And again, none of it's complicated, okay? And last but not least, we have our little express course for those of you who don't want to wait to the online courses that we do live. The mini course, the course Notarize Like a Pro, will teach you how to notarize documents, acknowledgements, Jurats, how to administer an oath. And it's like you and I sitting in a room again. And guess what? It's not that complicated. So check out all these different options, and then it'd be our pleasure to assist you with your journey wherever you are. And if you need a quick, like less than 10-minute phone call to see which course you need, let us know, okay? Because we've been very good about calling people back. I've talked to quite a few people in this chat already.
Yeah. And we also offer one-on-one courses if you want to take it by yourself with the notary basics and the loan signing and the Google My Business. So if you want one-on-one and you don't want to do it with the group, we also offer that at your convenience.
Yes, private lessons. And we forgot Google My Business. Alexis is our Google My Business queen, and she can tell you about that really quick, and then we'll get back to our questions.
Yeah, so Google My Business is a one-on-one training. It's me and you. I basically will do like an intake phone call with you to see where you're at with Google My Business. And from there, we'll see what you need in order to maximize your page and really get you the clientele that you want and get you the recognition that you want. Yeah, that's one-on-one via Zoom. You can go to notaryeducatorsllc.com. There's a space for Google My Business. Shoot me an email. Let me know what's going on. Send me your Google My Business page. I'll take a look at it and I'll get back to you.
Okay, very good. So let's see. We will go to Makiva. Let me take that one really quick with that embosser again. So
did you get Godwin's comment?
Oh, sorry, Godwin. How do I know the different documents for notarizing? Yeah. So again, we've kind of touched on in our classes, we don't want you to memorize documents. We teach you processes. So because your documents are going to come from all over the 50 states, it's going to come from all over the world, India, Japan, Korea. So you won't be able to memorize all the documents. Some people might bring you, like I always say, a piece of tissue. You should know how to notarize it if you're a great notary. Okay. I'm a little exaggerating sometimes with the piece of tissue, but it could be happening. Somebody out drinking one night and they bring you something. Hey, I need you to notarize this. Me and my friend, I gave him my cell phone. Can you notarize it? If you're a good notary, you know how to notarize it. So, yeah, Godwin, check us out. Let us know if you need like a little intake phone call. Okay, we can go over that with you. And then, really quick, with that embosser, again, you want to always use your ink stamp. So the question is, where would you put it on the paper? So if you use, excuse me, guys, I got a little tickle. If you're using your ink stamp and the embosser, and there's not enough room, then you just make it work. Sometimes I have to fold the foil for the embosser if it's not enough room. They just want to see it. But your main stamp is going to be that ink stamp. So that supersedes everything. So you make sure you have room for your ink stamp, and then your embosser, again, we're just making it look pretty. So that could be off to the side. You know, you'll figure it out once you start playing with some documents. You'll get a feel for it.
All right. So next we have, it looks like Dylan was replying to someone.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay. And next is Patrice. Patrice says, "Hi, ladies. I've been having issues with verification of the Google My Business page. Patrice, you can email me and I can assist you. Usually with the verification, it's just a postcard that comes to your home. Once it comes to your home, you just type in the code that it gives you. But you can let me know exactly like what's going on. Like, I don't know if the code just hasn't come. So just shoot me an email and I'll be more than happy to help you out with that."
Okay.
All right. And a good one says Jurat and acknowledgement, how to identify them and how to do power of attorney.
Sounds like you might need that basic class, Godwin, the basic A to Z. And that's the class we teach you how to build your business, market it, all of that. But before you learn all that marketing, you need to know how to stamp a document. I always say that you got to be a good notary. If you don't know how to stamp a document right now, if I call you and say, hey, what's a jurat? And you can't tell me what's an acknowledgement and you can't tell me, that's a problem. That's a problem.
And we teach all of that in our Notary Basics A to Z training.
Yes. And we want you all to be experts. I should be able to call you and say, hey, what's a jurat? What's an acknowledgement? Can you do an oath? Okay. That's very important. Don't start marketing and you don't know how to stamp. That's like trying to ride the horse. No. Okay, next.
David Matthews says, can you notarize in more than one state? Yes, you can, David. You have to be commissioned. There's certain rules depending on like where you're at, but you can, majority of the time, you have to be commissioned in both states. And you'll use whatever state you're in that stamp for it.
And they usually have to be border states, and you can't use your commission in one state for the other state.
And can I go back to what Dylan is saying about that oath?
Yeah.
The oath, which may have a certificate attached or hidden words, was something they were talking about. Remember too, guys, sometimes you may get a phone call and all you're hired to do is administer the oath. So every oath does not require a certificate or something to go along with it. You might be hired just to do an oath. So just FYI, okay? I actually have a video on that too. You can check that out. How to do an oath only signing. And I actually do a mock signing of that too. So when your phone rings, you wanted to, and the reason they would call you for an oath only, just a little bit more on that, is in the event they were going to court in the state of Florida, but they're here in Georgia. So the judge will call, the judge will have, someone call, and the notary will put this person under oath here that's local with me for the hearing that's happening in another state. So you need to know all that kind of stuff exists, okay? All right.
All right. And I think Michelle was answering the question earlier, or a statement earlier, and she's saying general notary. So the general notary, you can go to our website, notaryeducatorsllc.com for that, and take our notary
basic class. Yeah, basic class will help you with the general notary.
That will help you out.
And the basic is going to be your starter for everything. If you want to be a loan signing agent, you need to know how to stamp. That's basic. Everything starts with basic, and then we grow and build our business from there. Everything starts with the basic course. Okay. So don't buy the fingerprint course tonight and you don't know how to stamp. I'd rather you know how to stamp than buy the fingerprint course. Don't buy the I-9 tonight and you need to know how to stamp. I'd rather you get to learn how to stamp first. Okay. And there's plenty of time to add those other services. Okay. But your main role as a notary is stamp. Okay.
And Dylan was responding to God when Jurats have the wording subscribed and sworn to, whereas acknowledgements will have the wording acknowledge.
Yes.
Thank you, Dylan. And SJ Living Bath and Body says, "Hello, ladies. I am brand new to the notary field here in Florida.
Yay.
Hello.
Congratulations.
So glad to have you.
Yes, welcome. Let us know if you need a phone call to see where you need to be at. Probably the basic class, okay?
Yes.
But let us know.
Karen Davis says, how much is the loan signing class? Karen, you can go to our website and check everything out, notaryeducatorsllc.com. Please go to our website and check us out.
And check out the student reviews also, okay, from other students. Actually, we have quite a few students here tonight, but check out the reviews right there on the website, Karen. If you need a phone call also to kind of see where you need to be at, let us know, okay? Everybody can fill out a contact form at notaryeducatorsllc.com and we will reply, okay?
Dylan is giving us another tip. Also on acknowledgements, the notary prints their name on the certificate, and whereas Jurats, the notary does not have to print their name within the certificate.
All right, so we'll go to Deborah maybe because they just have a little side chat there.
All right, I'm making plans to be in the February 19th basic notary A to Z class.
All right, Miss Deborah, we'll look for you. It'd be our pleasure.
Yes, Deborah.
Yolanda, yes, we'll see you in class on Saturday.
There.
And let's see. Okay, next, Sharon.
Yes, so Sharon wants to know, do I assist with setting up Google My Business page? So yes, I do from beginning to end, depending on where you're at. If you need the full training with me, I will walk you through literally beginning to end. You can come to me as long as your page is verified. That's the key thing. Your page just has to be verified with Google. You have to get that code in the mail and have entered it. But you can come to me with a blank slate, and when you walk away, your page will be ready to go. I'll just show you, how to continue keeping up with your page and getting you on the right track. So yes.
And you can go to the website and just make an appointment with Alexis for Google My Business.
And I just put the link in it. I put the LLC in there.
Perfect.
I put it in the chat.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And you can just send me an email once you go to our website. And Petty Patsy says, do you do in-person classes in your area? And how do I get physical sample papers? So
Angela will do a live class. You want to talk about that, Angela? Angela does in-person. I personally don't do in-person right now because I have my mom and I do so much with my notary work. So I just try to limit as much contact as I can. But we've been pretty successful on Zoom. Mm-hmm. But I'll let Angela answer that because she will do in-person.
I have done some in-person classes, Patty. I usually do them at Starbucks or somewhere like that. I meet at a place that is convenient for both of us. Or lately I changed it over and I do it at the public library because I have a room that we can be in, and you get the physical samples of the papers. I usually email them to you a day or two before the class to have them printed out so you can have them available to refer to while we're doing the class.
Mm-hmm. Hello, everyone is just joining us.
Hello.
Okay. Anastasia, hey. Hey, Patrice. Okay, Alexis, who is next? Looks like Godwin says he's still having problems. He tried something 2 times.
What are you trying, Godwin?
Yeah.
All right. And next, Dylan is just handling something.
All right. Makiba says, when taking your class, do you all mentor or see someone through first signing? So, Makiba, we do offer at the end of our live classes. So if you take our live notary A to Z, our basics, or if you take our live loan signing, we do offer group me. So you'll be added to our group me. It's us 3 along with all our previous students, and that's kind of how we mentor. So if you have a question, if you get stuck out in the field or anything, you can message us on there, and either we'll get to you first or some of our students will get to you first. But we'll always reply, always. But one of us usually, we're on top of it. So you'll get an answer pretty quickly. Mm-hmm. That's kind of how we mentor after the fact.
And that's completely free. That's completely free. Group me. And then, of course, if you get your first signing, you just let us know and we'll be there to help you. I've done that many a time. So that's not a big deal.
We definitely have helped people through their first signing. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We got you. We are there with you to the end.
And Kimberly Armstrong says, I just got my commission and wanted to know what size stamp I should get because there are different sizes.
Oh, can I take that one?
I'll take that one.
Hey,
Passionate about that one.
well, first of all, girl, you know I love the name. Okay, let's move on though. So I like the rectangular one, the smaller one that you can get, because the big round one sometimes I actually have two. If your state allows you to have more than one stamp, you can have two, because in case one falls or break or you run out of ink during an assignment. But I like the rectangular because it tends to fit most documents. The bigger round ones, you usually don't have enough space. So check out the rectangular size, so like the little square ones. Okay. Unless your state says something different. All right, we are down to
5 minutes.
David had a comment. He said, "Women in defense is a good affiliation for notary." Also, I hear.
Oh, okay. We are looking to that. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And it's getting close to time for us to wrap up. It looks like we've answered every question this week. Yay. So it is our pleasure, everyone. So we'll just do what they call an outro, I guess. So again, I'm Kimmi with Notary Life with Kimmi. You can find me wherever, but it'd be our pleasure to help you with whatever you're looking for in your notary journey. I always say be a well-rounded notary. That means providing more than one service. You don't want to put all your eggs in the loan signing basket. You don't want to do everything general notary. You want to be able to do everything when your phone rings. Okay. And just baby step it little by little. Okay. Little by little. Learn something this week. Next week we add another. Next week we add another. Okay.
And when you do start, you guys have great customer service. I have so many of my clients calling you. People think when you notarize something for one person, that's it. It's not one and done, as Kim always say. I have so many of my previous clients calling me back because I gave great customer service. They keep my number. They call me like we're friends. Angela, I need a notary. When can you come by? So always provide great customer service in your business. And that's really the key to being productive and being successful.
Mm-hmm. And it's our pleasure, everybody. Can I answer one more and then I'll let you guys say bye? So Brian's question is, he's a new notary in North Carolina, mobile, but nothing happening. But he'll look into the classes. But what about Ron? So Brian, I know in North Carolina, you can only charge $5. And we've looked around and tried to get around that in a couple of different ways. And I think your travel fee is set where you can only charge $5. So in your case, Brian, I'm going to highly recommend you learn fingerprinting, you learn I-9, build your Google My Business page, get into loan signing. And if you can do Ron in your state, yes, check into Ron. Check into Ron. Whatever you can do to have an effective, profitable business. So we're not in a Ron state. We're in the state of Georgia, but we teach all 50 states. Because again, your documents are not just going to come from your state. So if you're a well-trained notary, it doesn't matter where the document comes from. So we teach all 50. But for you, Brian, again, I want to just reiterate, make sure you check into some of those other services you can offer. Okay. Angela or Alexis?
Yeah, I was just going to say, just make sure. I know sometimes it can seem overwhelming when we start hearing the I-9, loan signing, apostille, fingerprinting. Just remember step by step, and just remember to know the basics first. Know how to actually notarize, know the verbiage, know what goes where. It sounds simple, but a lot of people, they don't start there, and it gets confusing and it gets overwhelming. So just make sure you remember to build upon your business. It's going to take time. Nothing happens overnight. It's going to take time. So if you take your basics and then you go on to take on fingerprinting and I-9, just keep doing it little by little so you don't get overwhelmed. I feel like that's how you become a little more successful. And then make sure you knock everything down. You get everything. You understand everything.
And build one more. I'm so sorry to cut you off, but I know they're going to stop me in a minute.
Yes, we are.
Brian, you need to be doing apostilles in your area. You need to
Where's Brian? Where's Brian?
North Carolina, because that is not a regulated notarial act, Brian. You need to be the king of apostilles in your area, okay? So check, I got 4 videos on apostilles now. Check it out. And you need to be advertising that on your Google page, and you need to become the it when it comes to apostilles. There's no reason you should not be getting every apostille in your area, okay? If you don't know what that is, like I said, I got 4 videos on YouTube. Sorry, Alexa, but I just thought about that. I'm like, oh, Brian. Okay.
Yeah. And I am working on an apostille course as we speak. It will hopefully be coming to you guys soon. And I love apostille. I got a call for one today from a repeat customer. Like I said, if you give great customer service, they will call you back. That you will be their go-to notary. I love notary. I love general notary. One thing I want to say to piggyback on Alexis is she's so right in saying that don't try to do it all at once. I just added fingerprinting to my notary business because I love general notary. I am a loan signing agent. I started doing apostilles, and I was like, you know what? This is keeping me busy. I'm not going to add anything else right now, but I had a little downtime, so I decided to add the fingerprinting. So just take it one at a time and make sure you're proficient at what you're doing, because if you're not, and someone calls you and you don't do it properly, then you're not going to get any business for that. So just make sure, just add it on as you go.
Yes. One more question, Michelle. Michelle says, what about South Carolina? South Carolina, Michelle, you should be making money. You don't have the same restrictions.
That's right.
That Brian has. Yep. Each state is different. So we train all 50, as I stated before. And Michelle, you're fine as far as what you can charge and how you can make your money. North Carolina is one of those tricky ones. So Alexis, you want to give us an outro, something about you and your business, or a tip?
Yeah, so I gave my tip already.
Okay.
Yeah, my name is Alexis with Mobile Notary Services by Alexis. If you all need any assistance with Google My Business, please do not hesitate to email me. And if you all would like to keep up with me, I am on Instagram at alexis.mobilenotary.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to call it a night here. It's been our pleasure. We will see you next Monday. Same bat channel, same bat time.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you.